Hey guys, this is Cheney77, coach of the Brisbane Heatrans, here with week 3 of the Hive. This week we're going up against Owen and the Leinster Latias, and his team consists of Manaphy, Mega Scizor, Arcanine, Celebi, Raikou, Dragonite, Piloswine, Togetic, Dragalge, Hitmonlee, and Ninjask. So, interesting team. With that Ninjask at the end, but gotta pick memes at the end there. But no doubt his team is a pretty threatening one, and absolutely have to get a win because our division is stupidly hard. And but going through his team, surprised not to see the Mega Scizor, to be honest. I thought outside of Mega Scizor, the Mega Diancie really went in. Celebi, had possible, like it could check it, but if I was a calm mind Mega Diancie, then Celebi would have been. I would have been able to beat Celebi 1v1. But then again, he could be packing the Bullet Punch on Hitmonlee, so I was thinking that Hitmonlee probably had Bullet Punch at this point. And so as the way of taking on Mega Diancie in case I did bring it. Looking at his team, when I was building, I really thought and expected Celebi and Arcanine. I expected a Fizz-Def Celebi to take on the likes of Garchomp, Donphan, Chestnut pretty well, and stuff like that. And then Spadef Arcanine to take on things like the Mega Diancie. No, not the Mega Diancie, sorry, the Volcarona in particular, because Volcarona is actually a massive threat to his team. Raikou is, was expected because it's faster than everything on my team that isn't scarfed. And Manaphy is just really nice in terms of just being Manaphy, I guess. It's just a nice one in general. Hitmonlee probably as well has the Rapid Spin because he didn't bring Mega Scizor or Togetic, which were his other forms of hazard removal. And because my team has so many hazards, I definitely expect him to bring some form of hazard removal because hazard stack is definitely a viable option versus him. Also expected Dragon Dance, Dragonite. That was fairly standard. Happy not to see the Piloswine, to be honest. The Piloswine actually is. It doesn't really have a switch in outside of the Skarmory. It just deals, massive damage. But yeah, jumping into my team, and shout out to those who gave me mocks. Opposite Blue, Mayo, Azar, Mahjong, I believe. Yeah, cheers guys. Thanks for the help. But first off, we got Quiver Dance, Volcarona with the Psychium Z, Fiery Dance, and HP Ice. No Giga Drain for the Manaphy. Kind of just wanted to bluff Giga Drain. Psychium Z is really nice because it does about 70% to the Arcanine. So it does a really good chunk. Next we got Drapion. T-Spikes, Taunt, and then knock off Poison Jab. So Taunt was for Togetic and Mega Scizor's defog, just to stop them from defogging, because I thought, I was almost certain he would bring Mega Scizor with defog, because it's pretty much, I saw Mega Scizor in every single one of my mocks. So definitely expected Mega Scizor, and defog seemed like a pretty nice utility mon. just to keep hazards off the field. So wanted to be able to taunt that and stop that from defogging. Also nice for taunting things like the Arcanine, so it can't Morning Sun, so that's really nice. Next we got AV Heliolisk with Signal Beam, Hive Voice, Thunderbolt, and I don't know, HP Fire for the Scizor. This was my main checks to things like the Raikou and the Manaphy. Raikou I expected like a Carmine version with Magnet Rise, CM Magnet Rise, I thought, because my team's pretty weak to Bolt Beam, so it would be Carmine, Magnet Rise, HP Ice and Thunderbolt would be pretty good. And then next we got Skarm with Spadef Skarm, a little bit of defense, Whirlwind, Stealth Rocks, Defog, and Brave Bird. Yes, I am bringing hazard removal. Hazard removal on my Skarmory, and no recovery. Wanted to bring a bit of defense just to be able to ensure that I live a Hitmonlee's high jump kick after rocks, because Scarf Hitmonlee is definitely a threat, something I had to prep for fairly heavily. Next we got SD Chomp with the Yachi Berry, able to take a Raikou's HP Ice very comfortably with the Yachi Berry. Then we got EQ, Dragon Claw, and Poison Jab. And lastly we have Screens Mesprit with Healing Wish and HP Fire. Just for HP Fire, just for the Scizor, just so that it would be able to hit KO it at any time, so that it wouldn't be set up fodder. So looking at leads, I wanted to get up my T-Spikes right away, so I'm just going to lead with Drapion, as we see he actually leads with Arcanine, which is okay. I figured this thing would go for Will-O-Wisp first turn, which it does. I definitely could have taunted to prevent that, but I didn't want to reveal it yet, and because I wanted to make sure this thing is low so that my Volcarona can sweep later on. Go for the Poison Jab just to see if I can catch that cheeky poison, which I do, fortunately. And now, because he's under 50%, I'm going to go for the taunt predicting his Morning Sun, which he actually goes for, so that's really, really nice for me. And we're able to get this Arcanine almost dead by the time that all is said and done. So with this, I'm just going to go into Mesprit and just going to set up my Reflect. And here I make a bit of a misplay in my opinion. I think his play is definitely to go for rocks. I know this is going to happen, and I probably should have capitalized on this and gone into something like Garchomp here, or possibly even Volcarona to threaten it out. But instead I'm just going to set up my light screen, as he's just going to go for the Stealth Rocks, which I thought and knew he was going to do. Now here, once again, I feel like Garchomp is a play that I can make. I am behind screens. I have, I have the light clay, so screens are going to be around for a while, so I can definitely drop Garchomp in right now, set up an SD, and just run train through and just break his team down to the point where Volcarona is going to have a really easy time to sweep at the end. But unfortunately, I go into Skarmory instead, wanting to set up my rocks, as he goes for the Thunder Wave. So had I gone Chomp, that would have been a free turn to go for the Swords Dance. But here I'm going to go for the rocks as he goes into Dragonite. As he goes for the Dragon Dance, I'm just going to click Whirlwind because I don't want to mess around with that. So because he has a Raikou and because I am paralyzed, this could potentially play out really badly in the end, because if Raikou is in versus the Skarmory and I get paralyzed while he goes for a Calm Mind and I go for a Whirlwind, then the game is almost over at that point. Mesprit can take one, can take a +1 T-Bolt after rocks, but yeah, if he gets to that point, it's a dicey road to be on. Raikou is also shiny, in case you guys didn't pick that up, which means Aura Sphere is definitely a possibility, which means AV Heliolisk is not going to be able to 1v1 it very well. So I whirlwind him out into Manaphy, which is pretty lucky on my part, able to get that poison off, as I'm just going to go into my AV Heliolisk, see what he wants, and we take 8 from that Psychic, which is really nice. So he's going to sack his Arcanine as I go for the T-Bolt, and then he's going to drop in Hitmonlee, and I figure he's going to go for Rapid Spin here, so I'm going to go into Chomp, get off some nice rough skin damage on him, and pretty much going to set up the Swords Dance here, and he sends in the Celebi, and the Celebi is just going to drop to this Poison Jab. So nice, Chomp getting a kill, and here he's going to go into Dragonite, and I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw. It's not going to kill, unfortunately, and he's going to nuke me with Z Ice Punch. There was a chance, had he been no HP, that I killed, but after the match I saw his team builder. He actually had a lot of HP investment, so yeah, just nice bit of tech on his part. So I'm just going to drop in Heliolisk, go for the Hyper Voice, take out this Dragonite. Another reason I went for the Dragon Claw is because I didn't want him to set up on me. That would have been, if he set up to +1, Mesprit could have taken one and been able to kill with HP Fire, but yeah, didn't want to switch out, and then he goes for a Dragon Dance, and yeah, that would have been a really bad situation. But so I went for the, I guess, safe play and just hit him with the Dragon Claw. Had I been carrying Outrage, that definitely would have changed quite a lot, but he does have he has Togetic as his fairy type, so I didn't really want to risk Outrage. But he goes into Hitmonlee, and I know that he's not banded at this point, so I'm just going to go into Skarmory and Weechu that. And here I believe I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks, but I'm going to go for the Defog so I can get my Volcarona in nicely. And here we're going to Whirlwind, and thus begins the stressful moments where I have to pray that I don't get paralyzed when Raikou goes for a Calm Mind, and I'm actually going to be able to Whirlwind him out. So we get lucky there again. Here I go for the Whirlwind for some reason. Definitely should have went for the Rocks. Not sure why I did such a thing, but yeah, I believe I'm just going to get paralyzed there, and this turn I'm going to go for the Rocks. Yep, as he's going to take some poison damage, and I probably should have went for Brave Bird there, but I clicked Whirlwind because I thought he was going to switch into Raikou. And once again I have to pray, don't get paralyzed please, and once again we break through, and we're actually able to kill this Hitmonlee basically through hazards and poison damage. So once again he goes out into Raikou, I have to pray, once again don't get paralyzed, we don't, so we survive. And here I'm just going to Brave Bird the Manaphy so that I can kill myself and get Heliolisk in for free, because T-Bolt will kill at this range of health thanks to the poison. So I'm going to go for the T-Bolt, take out the Manaphy, and it's Raikou versus Volcarona. Now here I was a bit definitely should have calced this, but his play is definitely 100% to go for the Carmine, because he's not going to be able to kill me with an Aura Sphere at this range of health, and my play is to go into Volcarona. It is at full health, it will take about 70% from a +1 Thunderbolt. I would Quiver Dance on that turn, and then I would Z-Psychic him, doing about 70% damage. 70%? I think the calc was about 70%. I don't know if I had included the plus special defense or not. But at that point, yeah, it would be around 70%, and then I would be able to take out the Raikou. But I didn't calc, and I decided to stay in and go for Hyper Voice. Don't really remember what my thought process was. I think at this point I was praying A, don't have Aura Sphere, B, get a crit. So we see that we're slowly whittling him down, and yeah, at this point I definitely thought I had choked the game away. But he goes for T-Bolt, we live, and we're actually going to be able to take him out. So it turns out in the end he was a sub-Carmine version of Raikou, and didn't have Aura Sphere, made the shiny bluff. So good game, Owen. Definitely a tough match, and definitely very happy to come out with the win. Yeah, we're currently 2-1, and yeah, have to continue our winning ways to ensure that we make playoffs. So yeah, next week I believe we go up against Lejon, our rematch from CBA Season 3's finals. Definitely should be a good one. At this point in time I also have made a couple of transactions, so I'll put out a video explaining why and what those transactions were. So hope to see you guys later.